Hi guys, and welcome back to Ramron Productions. Now in today's episode, again, like I said in my last video, I'm gonna show you guys the deck real quickly that I ran. Alright, sorry. Alright, so the deck is called, again, I'll make sure I get all this correctly. The deck is called Snugglegen in this case, pretty much, yeah. Well, which is all based around Pachirisu with Snuggle Generator for setting up. Alright, so sorry. So I ran 3 of these. When I did run 4, I found it to be very cloggy. So I decided to run 3. 3 ran a lot more smoother than and then afterwards we go with our searches of the deck. So I run a total of 4 Emolgas with Nuzzle Generator, which Nuzzle Gathering. Which what Emolga does is that it's our searcher. It searches out for almost everything to anything in our deck. So pretty much, so the reason on what I would normally do is that I would normally go with, alright, I would try and get an Emolga first turn, then Emolga Snuggle Gathering to search out for another Emolga, to search out for another Emolga. I wouldn't normally search out for the 4th one because I just keep it in the deck. Pretty much, then afterwards I can search out for something like a Pachirisu or otherwise a Pikachu or just something like that. Yeah, so I ran 4 of them because like that's something that you want to see first time. Alright, I'm just gonna put all these over to the side. Alright, alright. Now for your kind of like heavy, like semi-heavy attackers. So of course, I run 4 Pikachus, with of course, a total of 4 Raichus. Which alright. So the reason one on how this would normally work is that these all have Nuzzle, so these all can be searched out. Pretty much, but alright, alright. So Raichu has an attack called Powerful Spark, and what that does is that it does 20 times the amount of electric energy attached to all Pokemon on the field. Now, if you guys are wondering, oh, okay, well, how do I attach all that? How do I do damage to that? That's when the Snuggle Generator comes in. The Snuggle Generator has an attack, for 1 lightning energy cost. Pretty much what it does is that for each of your bench Pokemon that has the attack Nuzzle, by the way, they all have Nuzzle, besides from a couple one-offs. Pretty much, and what that, so for each Pokemon that has an attack called Nuzzle, onto it, you can search for your deck and attach an electric energy onto it, pretty much, onto it. And in other words, that kind of ends your turn. That's not including the Pachirisu. So, pretty much, so, it kind of does work in its own way, I guess. But overall, though, yeah, Raichu was your main heavy hitter. As in, like, that's kind of like the very first Pokemon that you just want to see in your hand. Or not the very first one, but the Raichu. As I said, the Pikachu, yeah. So, either a Pikachu, as in, like, you kind of want to search out for either a Pikachu or an Emolga, a Pikachu or a Pachirisu, with your Emolga. Alright. So, for the kind of back stuff, I ran 2 Dedenne GX, sorry, not GXs, sorry, I'm so used to GXs, it's not even funny, 2 Dedennes, pretty much with an attack called, Nuzzle Shot, which what Nuzzle Shot does is that for each Pokemon that has the attack Nuzzle, it can do 10 times the amount. So, let's say, for an example, if you have 5 in back, including this, it does 60 times, and it does it in back. Now, for a very long time, I kind of assumed that it worked with Electro Power. It does not work with Electro Power, as in, like, you can still hit for, because since it does say specifically in back, and because since this does say specifically fully active, it does not work. Pretty much, and then kind of going for our one-offs, pretty much in this case, 1/2 offs. I run 2 Weezings. Now, what the Weezings do is, pretty much, is that they actually work well with our, with our supporters. In this case, I run 2 Roxies. Let me just kind of find that. There we go. I run 2 Roxies in the deck. So having Weezing in hand with the Roxies, it does a lot of spread damage. And the reason why that I ran that for the spread damage was mainly more so because of, it was because of Mewtwo. And then that kind of leads up to our last Pokemon, not our last one, but our next one. The Mimikyu with the Shadow Box ability. So the important reason what Shadow Box does is that, so real quickly, when Weezing was discarded by Roxy, it does 10 damage to each your opponent's Pokemon. That's including on field and in bench, and on top of that, it does go around Mew. In this case, this Mew. But I'll get that. I'll get back to that in a minute. Alright, so yeah. So that's kind of like, how we set up. Well, if we're going up against Mewtwo. Then with the Shadow Box ability, pretty much with Mimikyu has an ability, again, Shadow Box. What it does is that for every Pokemon on GX that's on the field that has an ability, if it has damage counters on it, that ability is now negated. So, reason 1, Mewtwo will no longer have no ability. It just means that it just becomes a useless attacker. Alright, so then going off with the Mew, which you guys already saw. Alright, so the reason why I chose Mew is because that alright, is because that give or take this. Alright, so you kind of want to knock off your Snuggly generator if able with Pachirisu. But if they start targeting your Pikachu and that in the back, that or your Emolga, in this case to search your deck out, that kind of that starts yeah, that kind of that doesn't help at all. As like that really disrupts the deck, that kind of destroys it in a lot of ways. So I ran the one Mew. Alright, besides that, I ran one Tapu Koko Prison Star. Because of its ability to dance with the ancients, you will be seeing electric energy hitting the discard pile a lot. So pretty much that's the reason why I did run the one. And then for a mid game / last attacker, I ran one Zekrom and Reshiram GX. Alright, so pretty much the more than one on what it does is that for fire and electric energy, what you would do is that you can discard any amount of energy from the from your bench, and it does 90 times the amount. So you can do like 90, 180, or 270. And because since it is doing 270, that can almost knock out any formality of GX. Yeah. Alright, GXs, EXs, tag teams. The only ones I can't knock out is ones that reach at least up to over 270. Alright. Now going straight to our items. I ran full Pokegear 3.0. Yes, the secret rares are sexy. The reason why for that is because I kind of I kind of either wanted a Volkner or a Rosa first turn. Pretty much, yeah. So that actually did help me out a lot, actually, as in like yeah, which I was very happy with. Alright, and of course we run a total of 4 electric powers, which the 4th one is there. 4 electric powers, and what that does is that it increases any electric Pokemon's attack by 30. So and on top of that, these guys do stack. So let's say for an example, if you're doing an attack of 120, you can do something. So in this case 100, you can do 130, 160, 190, and then yeah, and then so on. A lot, yeah. There is an item to actually re-get them. I just chose not to run it. It's because like I found myself really never using them. Yeah, I've always from that I at the max I've used 3 in one game. That was it. And on top of that, to actually search out for a lot of the Pokemon, I actually ran 4 Pokemon communications. So the reason why I actually ran the communications is because so with the Emolga searches out for all these, by the way. Alright, so Emolga searches out for almost everything in the deck. The only ones that it doesn't search out for are the 2 Weezy. Oh, hang on, I'll clean it up first. But the only thing that the Emolga does not search for is 2 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, so the Emolga does not search out for is the 2 Weezings, the Mimikyu, the Mew, the Tapu Koko, and the and the Reshizard. Reshis? No, sorry, the Reshiram and Zekrom. Not Reshizard, because that's Reshiram and Charizard. So like communication, pretty much allow us to get these in hand. So yeah, so that was really easy to do. Besides that, these are one-off items I ran. I ran 1 U-turn board, 1 energy switch, and 1 reset stamp. Alright, so I actually only ever in all my decks I kind of only just run with 1 reset stamp, is because I always use this during the late game. It's just because like it kind of does help me out a lot. The energy switch I ran mainly more so for the Zekrom. It's because like when it came to using Zekrom, I kind of wanted to as like first turn hit knockout kind of thing. And then the U-turn board, that worked well with stuff like if I had Pikachu in the active, pretty much, or like Dedenne in the active, and I didn't want to waste an energy to get rid of it. Otherwise from that, just retreating for the Zekrom, that always worked for me. Alright, Paraj, now. Alright, now, you guys are probably wondering, okay, these are okay items, how do we search them out? I ran 4 Volkners. Alright, Volkners is something that you just have to run hands down. And, pretty much, as like, Volkner searches out for an lightning energy, and on top of that, an item card. Since I ran 3 one-offs, this is what it can search out for. Otherwise, from that, it can search out for a communication, which 20 to 1, I searched out for communication a lot more. And then having that like lightning energy in hand, that kind of worked as well. Alright, coming out, so coming onto our onto our other supporters, I ran. Oh, yeah, right. And on top of that, my recordings as for some reason is not even there. Wait, why is it not there? And we're back. Sorry guys, my recording ended up fucking up. I don't know what was happening with it. Anyway, so with the other supporters I ran 2 Rosas. Pretty much in this case, Rosa. Alright, Rosa was a last minute thing I threw in, and holy hell, it worked amazingly. The fact that I could search out for any Pokemon item, and on top of that, a Pokemon brush, a Pokemon energy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, for a Pokemon, a trainer card. So yeah, so the fact that it searched out for a Pokemon, a trainer card, and an energy, which was just phenomenal. As in, like, I wish found myself having these like bridge, as in like at least one of them first turn, second turn. Yeah, they just worked like godlike. And on top of that, I ran 2 Roxys. Again, Roxy helping without the wheezing. But besides from that, the reason why I ran the 2 Roxys is mainly more so it was because like I wanted to keep my hand. I didn't want to shuffle it back in. I didn't want to get rid of it because like it kind of disrupts the entire brush Emolga ability. So having these 2 actually helped me out a lot, and I do mean it helped me out a lot. Besides from that, the last supporter I played one of these, and it was a Brock's Grit. I know that this is the older style looking one. I preferably like choosing the old style looking ones because like that's just how I am. All right, so real quickly with Brock's Grit, I actually used this once, just once. That was it. I actually ran out of energies in the deck, and I used this against a control deck, and pretty much, and like that helped me out a lot. That actually helped me out winning the game. Not winning the game, coming into a tie. Alright, but honest opinion on the deck, do I recommend running it? No, I do not recommend running this deck, hands down. It is an amazing deck to have, and it is fun to play, but again, my Upperage, so out of the scoring on what I came with in a tournament, 2 losses, 1 tied, 0 wins. I went, pretty much, no, I could not do this, as in like, the deck was amazing. It was fun to play, but against pretty much against stuff that can kind of knock right you out just single-handedly. Yeah, it just became disastrous. I hated it. As in like, will I ever run the deck again? I will never run this deck again. As in like going through the testing, I kind of assumed that it would have been good and all. Boy, was I wrong. I was hands down wrong. This is, I won't say the worst deck that I've ever played, but it is getting there in the top 10 of one of the worst decks I've ever played. Yeah, so do I recommend running the deck? I do not, hands down. As in like, if you're just starting out, this would be like a good deck to start out with because it's not too overly expensive. It's actually a very cheap deck. What? Your most expensive cards that you're probably looking at in the entire deck are probably gonna be either if I out of expensive cards Rosa. Besides from that, the Reshizard, sorry, not Reshizard, Reshiram and Charizard. I mean, like even the Coco. The Coco in Australian dollars is like $2-3. That's it. Of course, I run the secret rare ones, so of course you don't have to run the secret rares. I just choose to because I love them. But overall though, yeah, no, I don't recommend running this deck. This deck pretty much was just disastrous, hands down. I hated it. I really hated it. As in like, I loved it when I went in, but coming out of it, I hated the deck that much to the point I immediately disbanded it. As in like pretty much always on one. Yeah, the minute I got home, I disbanded the entire deck. I'm like, hell no, I can't do this anymore. But anyway, so real quickly, on the deck that I'll be running for in this case 2020's Sword and Shield set, here is a bit of a tease. It's a bit of a tease. You guys might know the deck. You guys might not. Yeah. You guys might know the deck, you guys might not know the deck. But I'll show you 2 cards that I'm running. This is one of them, and this is another one. Yep, that's the only thing that you're gonna get until I finish the deck. Once the deck is finished, I will show you the deck. But overall though, that is it. That's the only clues that you are gonna get. Pretty much. But yeah, as in like once the deck is completely finished, I will show you guys the deck, how it runs, progression, etc. Like as in, like there are cards that you can swap out in that. The other deck that I will be running as well, pretty much I am currently building at the moment. Pretty much it is an energy control deck. Because I just love things that pretty much that are just really based on energy. And I'll tell you, like disrupting decks, I love it. As in, like the very first deck I ever built was actually Whale Lord EX Stall Tactic deck. As in, like the minute I saw that hit nationals, I'm like, this is the deck I want to play because I am that type of person. On a scale of 1 to 5 of ramen bowls out of this deck, it's gonna be like a 1, hands down. Like Mewtwo and Mew, I've run a lot of decks in my life. Ballistifon, yeah, Blacephalon, whatever it's called. Stack Attacker, Naganadel, pretty much. Yeah. I'm trying to think. In this case, Beast Box. What else is there? As in, like one of the very first decks I ever ran, coming back into the actual series, I ran Buzzball, Lycanroc, with the Octillery line, with the Abyssal Hand. Even like Buzzrock. I called it Pool Control in this case. Kind of like the old TV series, but it was actually Lycanroc GX and Buzzball GX. No, Lycanroc and Zoroark. Yeah, and then like even running this Mewtwo. Yeah, as in like I said, I have run a lot of decks in my life. But if you guys don't believe me, you guys can build a deck for yourself, try and run it, see how it goes. Anyway, guys, this was like this was a deck that I ran, that I found horrifying. Anyway, guys, if you guys like the video, leave a like. If you guys if you guys like the video, don't like the video, but smash the like button. If you guys dislike the video, leave a dislike, but don't forget to play, remember reverse card and also click up to the like button. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll talk to all of you guys later.